Drew Shannon.
Welcome to another edition of The Ride Home with John and Kathy, live from the Salem-Pittsburgh studios. And now here are your hosts, John Hall and Kathy Emmons.
Well, good afternoon to you. Thanks for coming along. We have arrived, have we not, Kath?
At Friday, you mean?
Yes.
Yes, we have arrived. I didn't know if you meant like we had arrived, like we have entered society. Maybe we're making our debut tonight.
A debutante ball.
John and I
Yeah.
at it.
No, we've arrived on Friday
We
afternoon.
have, and it's been a long week.
It's been a short week, but it's been a long week. How can that even be?
I think it just means I have a bad attitude.
No, I don't think you have a bad attitude.
I was at the Strip this morning,
And,
and I thought that it was a lot I'm
of course, it always is.
I really did. I
And
thought it
you
was a
know
lot
your
of
way
fun.
around the Strip, don't you? You know the principles.
I do. I know. I'm not there to make friends, John.
You make friends there.
Yeah, but I'm there to do business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When I'm on especially on a Friday, we have a lot going on in the show. I have a very small window of time that's free. So I'm not there to, be friendly and, I want to get in.
Get out.
Get out.
You got a parking tip?
Yeah. Download the app because it makes your life so much easier
city
to
thing?
pay your parking on the app.
Without a doubt. But, I mean, how's parking on the street?
Nope. I mean, you have to know how to parallel park.
Yeah. I mean,
If you know how to parallel park,
it's always
you're fine.
but it's always kind of like, hen's teeth, isn't it?
Listen, when I came out of PenMac, some person in a white SUV had parked, and I'm putting that in air quotes. I bet they were easily 5 feet from the curb. And I thought, who has the nerve to do that?
People don't. Yeah.
I
Well,
mean-
now though, how about the the automatic parking thing?
I don't trust that.
I don't
There's
either, of
no
course
way
not.
I'm trusting that.
No, but they sell that on the commercials.
Yeah, I know,
like,
but there's no way.
Look,
There's
hands-free.
no way I'm doing that. Get out of
All
here.
of a sudden, you're in there, right?
I'm not
Yeah.
doing that, John. Anyway, we have a great show coming today.
Very nice. What time
And
is it?
I bet you're wondering what the show is since I realized I left the clock in my office.
I have a good idea.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Gary, but you want to know what's going on.
Yeah. He knows that.
Okay, it's back in my office.
I mean,
I'll just go get that.
as an architect and contributor to the show, I'm and plus you're here with me, so I'm confident we'll
Are you?
find a way
Okay.
forward
Just
these
wing
next
it.
2 hours. Wing it.
We'll wing it.
I got it
It's
anyway.
Friday afternoon. We're
Okay,
going
it
to wing
is.
it. All right. So winging the news?
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
All right. Without further ado, the top 4 at 4.
It's Friday, John,
Thank you.
July 8th,
Excellent.
2022. Of course, before we get into the top 4, the unspoken one is the assassination of Shinzo Abe in Japan. Horrible, shocking story, really. Longest serving leader in Japan's post-war history, really, as a young man, age 67. Number 1. President Biden today signed an executive order aimed at protecting access to abortion as he faces mounting pressure from his party to be more forceful on the subject. The president blasted the court's decision. See, now,
Blasted.
great, and urged women and men to vote for pro-choice candidates in November. This is what he said, okay? He can, I mean,
president.
there's a division of powers for a good reason. So he says, this was not a decision driven by the Constitution, and despite what those justices in the majority said, this was not a decision driven by history. I totally, profoundly disagree with that.
Well, you consider the source and where it's coming from, and obviously who's writing this.
Specifically, the executive order asked the Justice Department to do everything within its power to protect women seeking abortion. Okay, we don't want anyone to be hurt, obviously. That makes sense. We can agree on that. Including protecting women's right to travel to another state for an abortion and to protect access to FDA-approved abortion drugs.
1,000%.
Yeah, so we'll see what that looks like. Mr. Biden said this decision affects everyone unrelated to choice, beyond choice. We cannot allow an out-of-control Supreme Court, which is you know what an out-of-control Supreme Court is? A Supreme Court that doesn't agree with you.
Right.
That's the one.
Radical.
And while all that goes on at the federal level, at the state level, Republican state senators outvoted Democratic opposition late last night to advance a proposal to add language to the PA Constitution stating explicitly that the document does not guarantee any rights relating to abortion or public funding of abortion. This is what democracy looks like.
Yes, it is.
Be interesting to see how this unfolds. Number 2, Amazon founder Jeff Bezos is in a bit of hot water. The The super yacht he's building won't be able to sail through the waterways of Rotterdam in the Netherlands, and it's too big to get out any other way. The more than 400-foot-long, three-masted schooner...
Boop, boop.
Yeah, that's a tall ship. Said to be the world's largest sailing yacht. Is supposed to be delivered this year, but the masts are too tall to pass under De Hef, which is a 95-year-old structure that is considered a national monument. So when they made plans to sail the yacht through the city, the multi-cajillion-dollar yacht through the city, they were just going to dismantle the bridge and build it back up again because Jeff had enough money to do that. But the people in Rotterdam said, you can't take our bridge apart.
Not so fast.
Right? It opened in 1927. It was the first vertical lift bridge in the Netherlands, and it's never been dismantled before. So they were all hot and bothered.
So what's going to happen?
So they withdrew the company building the ship withdrew the application, and now they don't know what to do.
Wonder what the ship's going to be called.
The Jeff.
The Popeye.
Number 3. NFL star Aaron Rodgers hasn't missed an American Century golf tournament in the last 18 years he's been in the NFL, but his participation this year comes with a twist: the man bun. Thanks to a bet with Charles Barkley, his man bun, is on the line during the celebrity golf tournament. Charles Barkley hates the man bun and says Aaron Rodgers looks ridiculous. He says, quote, just because you're too cheap to cut your hair, you can't make it a style. Charles Barkley said, quote, man, here's $25. Go down to Fantastic Sam's and get that thing cut off the back of your head. Number 4, another weird animal story.
Oh.
Isn't that thrilling?
We're choked with them this week.
Big fish sightings appear to have spiked around the world. As these fish show up in expected places, people are thinking it probably has something to do with climate change, because fish aren't growing larger, the experts say. They're just relocating to new environments looking for cooler water. And that is your top 4 at 4. Okay, so listen to this. Cod appears to be dwindling a bit off the Maine coast. Okay. Yeah. On the plus side, American lobsters are thriving.
Wonder why?
Because of the change in
the warm temperature.
Right, in temperature. Lobster has boosted Maine's economy and is now the highest value single species fishery in the country.
Nice.
So that's where it's all happening. And get this, in the last year and a half, there have been reports of a 240-pound lake sturgeon outside of Detroit, a 100-pound Opa fish on the Oregon coast, and get ready for it, a 661-pound record-breaking stingray.
Oh.
In Cambodia.
There we go.
Yeah,
thank you. There's a woohoo.
Right.
I mean, who doesn't want a woohoo on a Friday afternoon?
661-pound stingray?
That's a big fish. Can you eat a stingray?
No, I don't think you could.
Maybe. I don't know. If you're hungry enough, I guess you'd eat anything.
A lot of people could eat a 661-pound stingray. Yep. That's probably not the best way to be talking about the stingray.
Well, you kind of wonder. They waited, so they didn't throw it back in the water, probably. Right? He's dead.
But so you think everybody just ate the stingray?
I don't know.
I bet it washed up on the beach. You don't think they did?
No.
101.5 WORD.
Hi, I'm Don Crow. This week in the Christian Outlook, we'll look at the convoluted logic on personhood from abortion advocates.
It is a baby, or it's not a baby, depending on whether it's wanted.
And a lesson for the administrative state from the Supreme Court's EPA decision.
You cannot come up with authority that Congress did not give you.
Be sure to join us and visit our website at ChristianOutlook.com.
The Christian Outlook, Sunday night at 10 on 101.5 WORD.
If you are 65 or older, you know this. It's really frustrating to deal with out-of-pocket medical expenses, watching your hard-earned dollars just flying out the window. Well, here's something that can really help, and it's worth taking a minute to look into. Medishare has a new option called Medishare 65 Plus. Medishare is a community of Christians who share each other's healthcare bills. And it really is a community. People encourage and pray for each other. And Medishare 65 Plus is a low-cost option for those with Medicare Parts A and B that fills in the gaps where Medicare stops. You can lock in one low monthly price for up to 10 years. It's great for peace of mind. And you can use your Medicare-approved doctor and get prescription savings, dental and vision savings. Very worth looking into, and it's so easy to find out why people rave about the customer service at Medishare. They're great to talk to on the phone. Here's the number. Call 833-SHARE-55. That's 833-SHARE-55. 833-SHARE-55.
As you know,
Our friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of your life. Now, Mike didn't stop by simply creating the best pillow. Now Mike has done it again by introducing his My Slippers. For a limited time, you'll save $90 on a pair of My Slippers. And now this blowout sale of the year will not last, so order now. Mike has taken over 2 years to develop these slippers. My Slippers are designed to wear indoors and out all day long, so they're super comfy. Made with MyPillow foam and impact gel to help prevent fatigue for your feet. Made also with quality leather suede. These are MyPillow slippers at their best. Call 1-800-391-0954. Use the promo code WORD or go to MyPillow.com. Click on the radio listener square. Use promo code WORD. Now, the offer is not going to last long, so order now with promo code WORD at MyPillow.com. 1-800-391-0954. Use the promo code WORD.
It's Trinity Jewelers' 6th annual half-off, half-the-store sale. It only happens once a year. Come to Trinity Jewelers now through Tuesday, July 12th, and get half off half the store. 50% of all their jewelry will be going for 50% off. Select items up to 70% off. So shop early for the best selection. Trinity Jewelers half off, half the store sale at Trinity Jewelers, Mount Nebo Road. Celebrating 22 years at their schoolhouse location. Ends July 12th. Visit TrinityJewelers.com.
Racism. We're surrounded by it, right? I mean, we are just deep into racism. So how do you talk to your kids about racism or about race, right? Just about race, the differences between white, black, yellow, red. How do you have this conversation that's honest and clear, compassionate, filled with empathy? Helen Lee is with us, and she, along with her co-author Michelle Reyes, have written a book called The Race-Wise Family, 10 Postures to Becoming Households of Healing and Hope. And Helen is with us right now. Hi, Helen. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Helen, first off, introduce yourself to us and our listener. Tell us about who you are. Tell us about a little bit of background on your co-author and why you decided to do this project together.
Yes, well, I am in the book publishing world, so I work at InterVarsity Press. I was an editor to start out with. I did marketing, and now I do special strategic projects, and I'm also an author, of course, which is why we're talking today. I'm a mom of 3 boys. My husband and I have raised, or are raising 3 boys who range in age from 14 to 19. Okay. So we've already had nearly a couple of decades of parenting. And I'm Korean American. My husband's Korean Canadian. So we have Korean American Canadian boy. Okay. that's how it works. They're 100% all 3 of those things. So they're very, very, very proud of having all those different aspects of their identity. And then my co-author, Michelle Reyes, she lives in Austin, Texas. She has 2 young kids who are, I believe, 4 and 7 or 8, so much younger than my kids. We kind of span the whole gamut in terms of parenting experience with younger kids and older kids and dealing with this topic. And she and her husband are pastors and work at a church that they planted called Hope Community Church in Austin, Texas.
Fabulous. So
you're looking at this from different ways, the 2 of you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It feels like it's been so helpful to have both my perspective of raising teenagers and then her perspective of raising younger kids, because the conversations, of course, are so different. The nature of the discussions are so different. The ways that you can talk about these subtopics changes depending on how old your kids are. But you can absolutely be talking with kids who are young, whether they're toddlers or preschoolers. It's never too early to start talking with your kids about this issue. And I think sometimes parents might fear it's too hard, or it could be too problematic, or or this is such a tricky issue, let's just put it off until they're older. But the danger with doing that is that the kids are learning, whether parents realize it or not. They are absorbing messages all around them from the culture. And sometimes those messages can actually be harmful or damaging. And if the parents aren't proactive to start teaching and discipling their children in this area, they'll just pick up information around them. And I've seen personally what can happen with kids whose parents, well-meaning parents, well-educated, well-intentioned parents who are trying to either protect their kids or who just feel like it's just too sticky a subject to talk about. You don't have to go there. As their kids get older, then sometimes things can happen. I tell a story in the book where one of my kids experienced just blatant, outright racism from another young boy who was about 12 years old. And when we raised that issue and the parents found out, they were shocked. They thought, there's no way our son could say these racial slurs and act this way toward another human being. They just couldn't believe it. But they had never actually proactively taken the time to teach their son that this language is inappropriate and we don't treat other people this way. I mean, just these kinds of conversations which seem like they're so straightforward, many parents just, for lots of different reasons, do not take the initiative to teach their kids in this area. So that's why we wrote the book, to kind of give them a resource that'll help them have these conversations with their kids.
That's excellent. That's a really great thing, Helen. So, it's interesting because here you are, you're talking to an audience in Western Pennsylvania, here in Pittsburgh, and you as an Asian American, what's interesting is when you would think about racism, I think, as a white man, I would go, oh, racism, that's primarily a black and white issue, right? I mean, that's kind of how we, and especially in Pittsburgh, I bet you our Asian population is easily, 1 or 2%. But, you as an Asian American coming at this, as an Asian, you've experienced racism. So can you talk about that? I mean, this is something I think a lot of people, maybe locally or just, white people in general would go, I don't understand why Asians would be subject to racism.
Yes, I could understand that because the conversation has been very much kind of a black-white dominated conversation, and for good reason. I understand that. But this book being written by two women who have Asian heritage is a new way, a new lens into thinking about the conversation. And actually, this past maybe 2 years in particular, we have seen a spike, an upward spike in anti-Asian racism and hatred specifically. And that has been ongoing for decades, for millennia, for centuries, but particularly, especially with the onset of the pandemic, with comments from various politicians and leaders calling it the Chinese virus, the Kung flu virus. I even felt in the early days of the pandemic, and I live in a suburb of Chicago. It's not super, super diverse, but still more than 1 to 2% Asian American. I felt in those early days of the pandemic just a lot of anxiety because we were hearing and seeing stories in the news of elderly Asian Americans being attacked, spat on, in various ways victimized. So believe me when I say that Asian racism is unfortunately active and well in this country. I wish it were not the case, and I hope and pray that will change over time. But there's still plenty, unfortunately, of incidents and rising numbers of incidences of anti-Asian hatred, which is so, it's tragic to see. It's so frustrating to see as a mom of Asian American boys, having to try to equip them and teach them. Not everybody you meet out there will be friendly, and you need to know how to stand up to incidences like that, whether it's verbal, whether it's physical, and hopefully that will never happen, but we have to have those conversations with our sons because it's a reality, unfortunately. It's a broken world that we live in, and that's a reality we have to address as parents.
The Race Wise Family is the new book, 10 Postures to Becoming Households of Healing and Hope. We're talking to one of the authors of the book, Helen Lee. Helen, I think that a lot of us who don't want to have and don't want to raise kids who are ignorant of these things just kind of assume that, well, if they grow up in this culture, they're going to be fine. It's more open to different people of different backgrounds than it used to be. So they're probably just going to get it by osmosis.
So I'll ignore the conversation.
Yeah, so I just won't have the conversation. I would guess that probably a majority of people think that might be how it goes. What do you think would happen if families decided to take that approach?
Right. So children will absorb messages from whoever they're around, the context they are around, the media they're watching, and not all the media out there is positive in terms of the messaging for children. And we see that. I feel like we see this narrative over and over again when something horrific happens, a mass shooting or something of that nature, when families are shocked. In some cases, right? In some cases, there are warning signs, but in other cases, there's a sense of surprise. How could my son, usually it's been young men, participate in this horrible act? How could they have so much hatred in their heart as discoveries are made about the kinds of attitudes and perspectives they have? And there are so many ways, unfortunately, especially in our culture right now, where access to information, access to media of all kinds is so, it's just, everything is so accessible. We don't always know what our kids are observing. We don't always know what their friends think and say and what kinds of perspectives our children are taking in. So because of that, there's a reason that the Bible is very clear on how the parents are called and given a biblical mandate to be talking about God's word, to be talking about the Bible, to be talking and sharing about spiritual things all the time, because that is the only way to help our children develop that righteous armor that's needed to be able to go out into the world and withstand messages that run counter to God's viewpoint on how he has created each and every one of us in his image. And thus we are all intended to be treating one another with dignity. But we know that doesn't always happen in a broken and divided world. So we need to continually equip our children so that they can have things to rest their faith on, things to rest their values and their convictions, especially when it comes to treating people who are different from them. Because the science and the research shows pretty clearly that our natural inclination is to want to be with other people who are like us, who are more comfortable in that vein. And so if we don't actively recognize that and then push ourselves as adults as well as our children and our families to continually be learning about people who are different, learning about cultures that are different from ours, just taking those active, intentional steps of learning, if we don't do that, then our kids will just naturally, most likely, just absorb either a comfortable space where they just want to just be with other kids who are like them. And it's really interesting. If you look at research on even very, very diverse schools, sometimes the thought is, oh, our kids are going to be able to get along with kids from all kinds of different backgrounds because they're going to a diverse school or they are growing up in a diverse city. The research actually shows that in those schools, there's a lot of self-segregation that happens because, again, it's that birds of a feather flock together principle that people are comfortable with. And so you see these pockets of very segregated groups. It doesn't mean that every single person is only getting to know and connecting with people who are like them, but that's the general social tendency. So again, if we just hope that living and growing up in a more diverse society, a more open society is going to be enough, the research is showing us that that's actually not true. And again, there's that biblical injunction for parents to step in and be the primary discipler for their kids. We cannot let the culture do it. We cannot expect their schools will do it. Yep. It really is on us as parents to take the lead on that.
Excellent. So then, Helen, what I hear you saying is that a sense of curiosity about white people, black people, Asian Americans, American Indians, or people from India, from the country of India. That natural curiosity. We go, well, let's look at different cultures. Let's experience, where they came from, or who were some seminal figures in history about that group of people, that race of people. That curiosity, as kids start to read, as kids start to engage, library visits or online life. That to me, I think, is a cornerstone of that. The curiosity of the wider world. And so let's narrow our focus today to talk about Asians or talk about black people or American Indians.
Absolutely. We write about the very, very first posture we write about is valuing multi-ethnicity, which means that if we are in a context where we don't have a lot of diversity and we're kind of living in a space that's fairly comfortable, where it's fairly monocultural or monoethnic, that we recognize that this is actually the way God designed the world. He wants us to be multi-ethnic. That's the vision that we see in Revelation 7 at the end, where all tongues, tribes, and nations are coming together in worship to God. But we don't have to wait for Revelation 7. He wants us to value the incredible diversity he's created now. And that is a way to train ourselves to be able to be expectant for that wonderful day when we all will be together. We will all be in a diverse community, the best kind where we are united in our worship to God. But until then, there's work that we can do here on earth to try to continue to pursue that, value what God values, and as a result, be a wonderful witness to those around us. Because I think there's no greater witness that families can have than to show the love of Christ with people who are different from them and still be able to get along and still be able to show harmony and show how the love of Christ can help us to overcome any difference, any barrier, any brokenness. That's what our gospel witness is all about.
Excellent. I love that. That's so good. You don't have to wait for the new heavens and the new earth.
Let's do it now.
You can get ready and enjoy it now. The new book is called The Race Wise Family, 10 Postures to Becoming Households of Healing and Hope. Helen Lee's been with us. Helen, thank you.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Our pleasure. Yeah, a very difficult subject, wide and deep, but what I hear is the intentionality of it all, getting to work and sorting through things. Just the willingness to do so.
If you're considering protecting your retirement with gold or silver, listen up. Mark Davis here. One company I trust for this, Advantage Gold, the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. They are so passionate about teaching people how to own physical gold and silver. They've won the Best of TrustLink Award 4 years in a row because they really educate their clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. Call 800-900-8000, 800-900-8000. Talk to one of their experts. They can send you a free gold kit along with a free copy of the Wall Street Journal national bestseller, The Great Devaluation. Number again, 800-900-8000. Don't wait any longer. Get the best information, the best process, the best service, the best value, all from Advantage Gold. 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. Call Advantage Gold today. 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
If you are 65 or older, you know this. It's really frustrating to deal with out-of-pocket medical expenses, watching your hard-earned dollars just flying out the window. Well, here's something that can really help, and it's worth taking a minute to look into. Medi-Share has a new option called Medi-Share 65 Plus. Medi-Share is a community of Christians who share each other's healthcare bills, and it really is a community. People encourage and pray for each other. And Medi-Share 65 Plus is a low-cost option for those with Medicare Parts A and B that fills in the gaps where Medicare stops. You can lock in one low monthly price for up to 10 years. It's great for peace of mind. You can use your Medicare-approved doctor and get prescription savings, dental and vision savings. Very worth looking into, and it's so easy to find out why people rave about the customer service at Medi-Share. They're great to talk to on the phone. Here's the number. Call 833-SHARE-55. That's 833-SHARE-55. 833-SHARE-55.
There's nothing like hearing the songs you love on local radio with no subscriptions and no monthly fees. But there's a new bill in Congress that could stop the music. If passed, this bill would tax your local radio station simply to play the music you love. Text LOCAL to 52886 and ask Congress to support local radio stations. Help us keep you connected to the music, local news, weather, and traffic that you need each day. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Do you need new blinds or shades? Blindster.com offers custom-made blind shades and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Blindster blinds are easy to install and guaranteed to fit. Don't overpay for new blinds. Shop Blindster today and save big. Blindster.com.
Ask Alexa to play the word Pittsburgh to hear us there. We're on your Google speaker too, plus iHeart, TuneIn, and on Odyssey. 101.5 WORD FM, Pittsburgh.
Partly cloudy skies for tonight with a low of 62. More clouds than sun tomorrow. Tomorrow's high 84. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy with a passing shower or two, low 66. Saturday, clouds giving way to sunshine will reach a high Saturday of 80. Sunday, mostly sunny and less humid. A nice end to the weekend will reach a high Sunday of 83. With your AccuWeather forecast, I'm forecaster Drew Shannon.
It's time now for This or That. It's our weekly wander into the ridiculous.
It is.
I've got a
I was
list.
going to defend it, but there's really
No.
no point in it.
I just, we make things up and then we say, which one do you like? They're the
Yeah.
things we made up. That's
Mhm.
all. This one or that one.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Don't really mean anything.
I hardly slept last night for all the excitement.
Here's my list for you, Kath. All right, here we go. Having a meal with an old friend.
Mm-hmm.
Having a meal with a new friend.
Old friend.
Mm-hmm. A chipmunk. A squirrel.
A real one? Or are we talking an animated one?
A chipmunk. A squirrel.
I choose, I enjoy the tail of the squirrel.
Mm-hmm. Singing in your car. Singing in the shower.
I never sing in the shower. I don't believe I've ever done it.
What?
My whole life, so I choose the car.
Expressing your thoughts. Holding your tongue.
I probably holding my tongue would be best for most people.
General peace.
Yeah.
Selling something online. Buying something online.
Oh, buying is so much easier because selling requires a lot.
Sitting in the kitchen. Sitting in the living room.
Oh, now I enjoy both things. I've never been able to sit in my kitchen before. I choose sitting in the kitchen.
Inflation. Recession.
How could you? What?
This or that.
Well, I choose inflation.
She. Her.
I choose she.
Whack-a-doodle.
Yeah.
Falling off a cliff.
I'm falling off a cliff.
Falsetto.
I enjoy that.
Harmony.
Oh, is that Bee Gees? I always know where you. I choose harmony.
Casting a vision. Living a dream.
Oh, both of them are annoying to me right now, but I'll choose living a dream. Okay, living a dream.
Wanting.
Yeah.
Yearning.
Yeah. What kind of question? Wanting.
What time are you arriving? We'll keep the light on for you.
Yeah, we'll keep the light on for you.
Very nice. That's
I
my
like
this or
that
that.
very much.
Excellent.
Speaking of, John,
Yes.
some common friends of ours have invited the two of us, both of us, to join them for some time away in Hidden Valley.
Common friends? They'll
Yeah.
be surprised to hear that they're common.
Well, you know what I mean. We have friends in common.
Those guys. Oh, they're so common.
That's not what I meant. Therefore, you and I will be together the whole weekend.
We'll also be at
weekend.
Heinz Field.
And that's what I mean. Also on Sunday. And so I give you, John, the I'd rather be alone edition of this or that.
You got that right.
Number one.
Yeah.
John, your immediate family goes to visit extended family. You stay at home. While they're gone, do you go out to dinner and see a movie alone? Or do you stay inside because you feel weird being in public alone?
No, I stay at home, but I don't feel weird about it.
But do you stay home because you'd feel weird being out alone at a movie?
No. I'm staying at home and not feeling weird.
Number two, I'd like to give you some musical options.
All right.
Do you choose this?
This is for all.
Which I think is a comforting song. Thank you, Gary.
Lonely people.
I think it's a
This
comforting
is for all of
song.
them.
This is for all. It's not just you.
No.
It's that there's a whole
The whole group of us. All
right.
lonely together.
Right. So that's America, by the way.
Yeah.
Do you choose that or do you choose this?
It's a sad song. It's very sad. No, I choose the collective loneliness.
Do you? Of
this
America?
Is for all the lonely people for America. Thank you.
Glad
Very
to
nice
know
selection.
that. Thank you. Thank you, Gary. Number three, Robert De Niro in Taxi Driver or James Dean in Rebel Without a Cause?
Oh, De Niro and Taxi Driver. You talking to me?
Yeah. A trip to New York City, John?
Yeah.
Or a silent retreat at a monastery?
Oh, no, I'm going to New York City.
Are you?
Yeah,
That surprises me a little.
No, I mean, New York. So nice they named it twice. I got to go check it out.
Number five.
Yep.
Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and Sorry I Could Not Travel Both by Robert Frost.
Yep.
Or I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud That Floats on High O'er Vales and Hills by William Wordsworth.
Oh, boy. Give me the two roads.
Would you like Robert Frost?
79 North and the South. Or
Number 6, Amelie from Amelie. Or Lars from Lars and the Real Girl.
Yeah, Lars.
Is that a great...
I love that movie. Lars and the Real Girl.
Number
Please see it.
7.
Yeah.
Would you rather fly on an airplane alone or take a road trip alone?
Road trip alone.
Number 8.
Yeah.
Crossword puzzle or cross-stitching?
Oh, boy. How about cross them both out? Crossword puzzle.
Number 9. You're invited to an all-expense-paid trip to a political convention. You say, yes, I would do anything once. Or you say, I'd rather sit alone in a dark cave in silence.
There we go. Give me the cave, please. Thank you.
Number 10. A friend calls to ask you to dinner, John.
Yes.
But you've already been looking forward to an evening alone. Do you say, sure, I'll meet you? Or do you say, I'm sorry, and make up something that sounds pressing?
No, I'll go to dinner.
Proud of you.
Very nice.
101.5 WORD.
Plan now to join Word FM Tuesday, August 16th aboard the Gateway Clippers Empress for another fabulous dinner cruise. From 6:30 to 9, relax in the company of fellow believers as you enjoy a fantastic dinner buffet, music, and stunning views of the city skyline. The Ride Home's John and Kathy will be your cruise directors for this amazing night, sponsored by Trinity Jewelers. Don't miss the boat. Last year's event completely sold out. Reserve now at wordfm.com/dinnercruise.
The word around town is that Pittsburgh homeowners are choosing doing it right when it comes to their roofing, siding, and remodeling projects.
That's because since 1984, Doing It Right roofing, siding, remodeling continues to set the bar through clear communication and an installation that's second to none.
Doing It Right employs only the most experienced professionals to install and oversee your project.
They'll stop at nothing to ensure your satisfaction, doing business honestly, taking no money down and no payment until the job is complete.
Doing It Right will ensure all work is installed to the industry's highest standards, then back it all up with their lifetime workmanship warranty.
As a prestigious multi-award-winning Owens Corning Platinum contractor, as well as a VSI certified installation contractor, you can't go wrong with Doing It Right.
Mention John and Kathy for a discount off your estimate.
Call 724-NEW-ROOF for a free project evaluation or visit roofingcontractorpittsburgh.com. As you know, our friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of your life. Now, Mike didn't stop by simply creating the best pillow. Now Mike has done it again by introducing his My Slippers. For a limited time, you'll save $90 on a pair of My Slippers. And now this blowout sale of the year will not last, so order now. Mike has taken over 2 years to develop these slippers. My Slippers are designed to wear indoors and out all day long, so they're super comfy. Made with MyPillow foam and impact gel to help prevent fatigue for your feet. Made also with quality leather suede. These are MyPillow slippers at their best. Call 1-800-391-0954. Use the promo code WORD or go to MyPillow.com. Click on the radio listener square. Use promo code WORD. Now, the offer is not going to last long, so order now with promo code WORD at MyPillow.com. 1-800-391-0954. Use the promo code WORD.
Parents are an extremely important part of their child's education.
Cara Bell, principal at Jubilee Christian School in Mount Lebanon.
We try to partner with parents and try to instill values that the parents want as well. We love to have parents come in and volunteer for activities, for recess, for lunch, to help out in the classrooms. Field experiences once a month. We try to team so that we can meet the child's needs.
Imagine, believe, achieve. Jubilee Christian School, K through 7th grade, now enrolling for the fall at jubileecs.org.
Too much time spent online, right? Just too much time.
Yeah, and so you feel like if you're going to spend time online, you want to remember the stuff that's good, the stuff that was worth something, that either was substantive or made you laugh.
Right. But do you often go and look at your Twitter likes?
Every week when we do this segment.
But if not for this, would you?
I probably would, but I wouldn't do it weekly.
Yeah.
But I would do it every once in a while because it's always, if you're on Twitter, sometimes you use the like button as something that you like, or sometimes you just want to kind of bookmark it.
Identify
to
with.
come back to later. Even though I think there is a bookmark option.
Is there?
I
don't use the full extent of any social media.
Yeah,
I really
me neither.
It's kind of like a passing.
Who are we kidding?
Right. So anyway, if I did not do this segment, I probably would not. I'm not sure I'd go back and do the likes.
Mm-hmm.
But since we've done this segment, when I'm interested in someone on Twitter, I go look at their likes.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
Because it does tell you something about what they're thinking about or the kinds of right. I like it.
Which is what we do now. We share with you our Twitter likes.
Matt Smethurst, John.
Matt Smethurst.
He's been a guest on our show.
Yeah.
Very good guy. Interesting. He shared a quote from Philip Yancey. How you treat the people you like and want to defend tells me nothing about your Christian faith. How you treat those you don't like and think are a problem tells me so much about your Christian faith.
Well, that's excellent. That's very good. Virginia Montans, who is a local here, otherwise known as Pit Girl. Latang, French for penguin for life.
Oh, 6 years.
That's
he's
a
going to
long
be
time.
over 40 years old by the time he's then. I think that's great. He's in terrific shape.
Yes, he is.
I mean, unbelievable. The guy had a stroke. I mean,
it's an incredible story.
and he the endurance he shows. Okay. David French tweeted this. Pay attention, John. He says, I'm still thinking about the Severance finale, and now I have to wait goodness knows how long to find out what happens next. How could you not have... I don't understand how you couldn't have gotten into that show.
My wife and I talk about this. She brought up a good point. The glut of these streaming things, these longs, they're meant for people who are also looking at their phone while they're watching because they're so slow.
No.
Yeah, really.
It's totally wrong.
It's not like a movie where a movie is
It's
very...
not a movie.
No.
You know why? Because it's a streaming TV show.
All right. A visit to Poblet Abbey, a cistern abbey founded in 1151 that continues to house a community of monks today. Patrick Chavas said this, and it has these photographs of this beautiful 1151.
Oh my gosh.
Here's an abbey. That'd be so cool to go.
Poblet. You know where that is?
No, looks like it's French.
Looks beautiful, doesn't it?
Sure does, yeah.
Our friend Drew Dick says this. My grandfather wore overalls to work. My father wore a suit. I wear sweatpants. The arc of history is long, but it bends toward sweatpants.
That's really good. Drew Dick is very funny. Caleb Batchelor says this. Jesus has never gossiped about you. Convicting, is it not?
Wow. Well, this I feel silly bringing this up after that.
Thank you.
This is from Mariana Z. She says, I just bought a Humpty Dumpty toy set from Aldi, and it comes with Aldi King's horses and Aldi King's men.
Oh, boy. That's a low comedy bar.
That's pretty good.
Gizmodo says this. I don't know why I like this, but I do. Donate your cat or dog's poop to science. And
Can you do that?
I guess so. I mean, there's a thread there. I'm not sure.
Now, they can't, they probably don't want as many submissions as you want to give them.
Is that kind of like, donating plasma?
I don't think it's probably as needed as plasma is. Our friend Ryan Burge tweeted this. Another example that Twitter is not real life. He said, did you know that 49% of Democrats favor the display of the 10 Commandments in public schools and courthouses?
I did not know
49% of Democrats.
What?
And 66% of independents favor the display of the 10 Commandments in public schools, and 83% of Republicans. But if you average it out, 65% of Americans that Gallup surveyed said that they would like the 10 Commandments in public schools and courthouses.
That is fabulous.
65%.
I would never imagine that.
Of course not. Especially if you look on social media. It
No,
seems
of
like
course
it's
not.
dominated by people who are like down with the commandments.
Right, people with pitchforks.
Exactly.
Right? That's very interesting. I was surprised to realize that I follow on Twitter Yoko Ono. I did not know that.
And that hasn't been a mistake.
My guess is it was probably like a midnight, like 4 a.m. So there's Yoko Ono. Anyway, Yoko Ono tweets, "We should stop being angry, since it is not good for our health." Thanks, Yoko. I hearted it. I liked it.
Is that it?
Yep, that's it.
All right. Beth Moore said this. Many of you are in full-on crises of faith. I'd like to suggest it's hybrid versions of Christianity that put you there, not Jesus. Don't walk away from Jesus. Walk away from hybrid gospels. You can't replace Jesus because he remains the one and only. He alone is Savior and Lord.
Oh, that's fabulous. Who's that?
That's Beth Moore.
I love it very much. Let's see. Angry Staffer. The story of the 2-year-old who lost both of his parents in yesterday's parade shooting has completely broken me. I'm into that.
It's an unbelievable story.
Yes, it is.
Unbelievable story. I'll bring you some good news, though, after that terrible news. Makoto Fujimura, who we love, been a guest on our show multiple times, visual artist, painter in New York City. He tweeted a photo of he and his wife with Tim and Kath, the Kellers.
Oh.
And we've been praying so much for Tim throughout the surgeries and the treatments that he's had over the last months and years, but in particular over the last couple weeks. And to see them in this photograph, he looks great.
Tim does.
He looks great.
How old's the photo?
Yes, 2 days ago.
Oh, fabulous. Hey, look at Tim. There they are, like on the street corner in New York City. Oh, that's really excellent.
Isn't it?
That's such great news.
Yeah. So I was really happy to see
nice. That. Okay, here's our very funny friend Drew Dick again. Just read that in 1704, Isaac Newton calculated that the world will end in 2060. Please plan accordingly.
So Isaac Newton is also trying to make the date stick.
Yes. All right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Persis said this: I would have despaired unless I had believed that I would see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait for the Lord. Be strong. Let your heart take courage. Yes, wait for the Lord.
I'm into that.
Psalm 127. Not 127. Psalm 27.
I'll finish up with this. David Allen says, the way to worry about nothing is to pray about everything. That's our Twitter likes for the week.
Doesn't mess around. If they want your money, they'll take it. They can take your paycheck and bank accounts too, even threaten your home or business. Don't take on the IRS alone. If you owe back taxes, the smartest thing you can do is call Optima Tax Relief. The experts at Optima specialize in a powerful IRS tax assistance program called the Fresh Start Initiative. And their clients that qualify are saving thousands. One call starts the process to stop the demand letters, stop aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS from targeting you. But don't delay. It's important to act now while you still have options. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Optima has already resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get your life back. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima now for your free consultation.
Call 800-965-1433. 800-965-1433. 800-965-1433.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Windows are us. You've tried the rest, now try the best.
When it's time to replace your roof, siding, gutters, and downspouts, entry doors, and of course windows, you can count on Windows R Us, the area's premier exterior replacement company. This is John Steigerwald. With over 50 years experience in the home remodeling industry, Windows R Us offers repair and replacement for all your exterior home projects. Why pay double with some other companies? Windows R Us will always give you the best price on the best in-class products, backed by the best warranties in the industry, all with zero sales pressure. And speaking of zero, right now get zero interest financing for 12 months and no processing fee with prices set to increase on all exterior products. Lock in your quote today. Schedule a free estimate and inspection today at WindowsRUsPittsburgh.com. You've tried the rest, now try the best. WindowsRUsPittsburgh.com.
Windows are us. You've tried the rest, now try the best.
Studies show decades of increased taxpayer spending per student has failed to improve educational performance. Can't we do better? Pittsburgh's Christian schools say we can. Right now, local Christian schools are offering half-price tuitions for first-time enrollees, like Rhema Christian School in Moon. If you're looking for a safe environment for kids to learn where character matters and academic excellence is served by highly qualified teachers, consider Christian education. Visit wordfm.com/tuitions.
Pittsburgh CLO presents Godspell, the beloved musical from the composer of Wicked, Stephen Schwartz. This new production, created just for Pittsburgh, is filled with beloved hits. Bless the Lord, We Beseech Thee, Beautiful City, and Day by Day. Prepare ye for Godspell, a show overflowing with kindness, tolerance, and love. 1 week only, July 12th through the 17th at the Benedum Center. For tickets, visit pittsburghclo.org.
I was, of course, reading news sources today. Japan.
Assassination of the former prime minister.
Putin burning.
With what, a homemade gun?
A homemade gun, right. Putin burning wheat fields
Seriously,
in Russia.
I can't. Is there no bottom for what that man is doing?
Taunting over the International Space Station.
So the burning of the wheat fields, and of course the putting up the mines around the port there.
Right.
Just what? So that Africans starve, just because he can?
Yeah, I think so. I think this is just another output of the war, right? He's going to take the war to an international platform, and we're all in some ways, apparently, look at already the crazy gas prices. Who would have expected that? Right? So things are just ramping up.
The shooting at the 4th of July parade. Can't forget about that.
If you would spend 15 minutes, I wonder if you took your blood pressure at one point in a calm state and then spend 15 minutes perusing the news online, what would that do? Don't you feel, I'm just so anxious more often than not.
Are you?
I despise it. I kind of feel like I'm driving, you kind of like check into yourself. I get like jittery. That it's like...
Yeah, and you feel like it's for no reason.
Yeah, like it's a constant source of dread or existential fear. And I'm thinking, wait, where's this coming from? And I just think of what it is to be alive today. And this is something, of course, that we do. We do read the news as part of this.
Because of our jobs, right? We have to.
But you and I choose not to listen to or watch cable news in the evening, thank goodness. But
I don't watch any news on TV because it's too much for me. Reading it is bad enough.
Yeah.
And it takes away some of the emotional shock.
But don't you... Where's our bottom here? And how do you protect yourself against the dread, the anxiousness? And I ask this, I'm not asking for a friend. I'm asking for myself because it just feels like so much.
Because it is so much.
I don't know. I mean, and then I kind of think, wait a second, is this just me? Or is this a particular moment in history? Or is this just a processing thing? Or is this reality? Or what does this all mean? Where are we headed? It does feel like like mankind is falling off a cliff. But then I think, wait a second, this is kind of in some ways how it's always been. Of course, it's a little more heightened. It's a little more immediate.
Remember the very last scene in the second season of All Creatures Great and Small, which was a BBC production.
I can't say I do.
Okay.
Tell me.
Remember Mrs. whatever her name is?
Mrs. Hall.
Mrs. Hall.
Well, whatever her name is. It's Mrs. Hall.
That's ironic.
Whatever her name is.
Anyway, Mrs. Hall is looking out the window, and she sees the military plane go overhead. Do you remember that?
Right. Yes, I do.
Okay.
The beginning of World War II.
Exactly. And they've just lived through World War I. Anyway, I remember watching that scene and thinking, so what we're feeling isn't unusual. This type of, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine what's coming feeling is not new.
No.
However, Mrs. Hall and the people who lived between the First and Second World War, the one thing they did not have is the internet. And the internet makes all the information available to us.
Immediately.
And if you would have told us before we had the internet that we were going to have all the information, it only sounds good.
Sounds
You
wonderful.
can't even think of any downsides.
No.
And now that we've had it for decades, it's too much. There is too much to know. There's too much information. There's too much sadness. There's too much violence. You just can't, I don't know. I just feel like my human brain cannot process it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's well said. I am in the exact same. So then you look at, alcoholism and addiction and, whatever. Choose your poison. What's
overeating?
Everything.
Manic exercise.
I mean,
people are coming
we're
up with
like,
different things.
mice in a maze.
Or what about constant streaming? That's another, right?
It's an escape.
That's
We're
another
all
way
just,
to escape. Or, we escape in whatever we can.
I mean, I am grateful of my relationship with God. I am often bereft in my inability to say that's enough, even though I know that it is. But I'm still impacted and inflicted, mostly self-inflicted by the own, craziness of the world, that I turn it up to volume 11.
Okay, I'm going to read what I read in our last segment because I think it's so applicable. Psalm 27. I would have despaired unless I had believed that I would see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait for the Lord. Be strong. Let your heart take courage. Yes, wait for the Lord.
Okay. We'll step away for just a little bit. Our 5 o'clock hour is ahead in a few.
And we're going to start in a lighter way. How to avoid the 5 worst outdoor entertaining mistakes.
We are everywhere. On your radio at 101.5 WORD-FM Pittsburgh, at wordfm.com, the Word FM mobile app, iHeart, TuneIn, and Odyssey.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. President Biden says last month's job gains is significant.
Our private sector has now recovered all of the jobs lost during the pandemic and added jobs on top of that. We have more Americans working today in the private sector than any day under my predecessor, more today than any time in American history.
Employers added 372,000 jobs in June, a surprisingly robust gain and in line with the pace of the previous 2 months. The unemployment rate remained at 3.6% for the 4th straight month. And the world still reacting to the death of a respected leader. Former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe assassinated on a street in western Japan by a gunman who opened fire on him from behind as he delivered a campaign speech. The Dow ahead 73 points and the Nasdaq up 32. This is SRN News.
As you know, our friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of your life. Now, Mike didn't stop by simply creating the best pillow. Now, Mike has done it again by introducing his My Slippers. For a limited time, you'll save $90 on a pair of My Slippers. And now this blowout sale of the year will not last, so order now. Mike has taken over 2 years to develop these slippers. My Slippers are designed to wear indoors and out all day long, so they're super comfy. Made with MyPillow foam and impact gel to help prevent fatigue for your feet. Made also with quality leather suede. These are MyPillow slippers at their best. Call 1-800-391-0954. Use the promo code WORD or go to MyPillow.com. Click on the radio listener square. Use promo code WORD. Now, the offer is not going to last long, so order now with promo code WORD at MyPillow.com. 1-800-391-0954. Use the promo code WORD.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshares. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, well, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, founder and CEO of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And the process started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. Sounds crazy, right? Well, the crazy thing is, this never ends. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. I guarantee if we can't cancel your timeshare, you'll pay nothing.
Were you lied to when buying a timeshare and want out? Get the facts about timeshare cancellation. Call Wesley now for your free information kit. 800-691-9999. 800-691-9999. 800-691-9999.
This is Pastor Tom Hall. People are capable of such goodness. So why are we at war with each other? It turns out the Christian faith is completely realistic about human nature. Faith gives us the tools to examine ourselves and imagine a better future. Join us for worship at First Presbyterian Church of Pittsburgh, 326th Avenue, downtown, Sundays at 10:45 for our sermon series, What's Wrong with Us? Learn more at fpcp.org.
I answered the call. Together, we fought for our nation and its people. And even though I no longer wear the uniform, I am still a Marine. My service has come full circle. I will continue to support my country and my community. Then and now, Semper Fidelis remains my promise. Always faithful, always Marine.
Partly cloudy skies for tonight with a low of 62. More clouds than sun tomorrow. Tomorrow's high 84. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy with a passing shower or two, low 66. Saturday, clouds giving way to sunshine will reach a high Saturday of 80. Sunday, mostly sunny and less humid. A nice end to the weekend will reach a high Sunday of 83. With your AccuWeather forecast, I'm forecaster Drew Shannon.
Welcome to another edition of The Ride Home with John and Kathy, live from the Salem-Pittsburgh studios. And now here are your hosts, John Hall and Kathy Emmons.
This weekend, Kath and I will spend the weekend together. It's not enough that we don't spend 5 days a week here in this little studio. We're going to go visit some friends this weekend.
Who've invited both of us to come, and our spouses.
Yes. And then, of course, on Sunday, we hope you'll join us as well. We'll be at Heinz Field at 2 o'clock for the Pittsburgh Praise event, and hope to see you there. So,
need more information, Pittsburgh Praise, PITTSBURGHPRAYS.com.
Right. So, Sunday evening, we'll be like...
Really, Sunday nights are only respite.
From each other.
Right. So, I don't know, around 6 o'clock? Yeah. Will you drive me home?
Probably.
At that point, I might walk.
Anyway, so our friends whose house we're going to visit, I thought about, we'll be outdoors.
Yes.
And so saw
it's supposed to be a nice weekend.
Lovely.
Like low 80s, sunny.
How to avoid the 5 worst outdoor entertaining mistakes. Now,
are we going to be entertained? Is that what?
Well, we may be part of the entertainment.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Actually,
afraid of.
I just like to sit in silence.
Yeah, we don't have to have any entertainment.
Or have a Valium just because I just settle down a little bit. Just holy smokes. Okay, so if you are entertaining, so this is this is I would say from a shishi perspective.
Oh,
shishi,
great.
This is from the Wall Street Journal. Nina Molina is the author.
Nina wrote this today.
She says elemental blunders as you entertain outside. The most mentioned oversight. Failing to consider the guests themselves will barbecue if you don't provide shade during a daytime party, and will be miserable if sunset ushers in a chill. Instead, plan ahead. Plan ahead, borrow all the neighborhood patio umbrellas as a chic alternative. Suggest sail shades, large tarps that you hoist and secure overhead to block rays but let the air through.
Let me give the alternate experience, which was 2 years ago this summer. I was hosting a graduation party for my daughter, who was finishing high school. And after having to cancel the party twice because of COVID restrictions, we finally decided to have it in our backyard. And after all of that fuss, and after renting tents and tables and chairs and whatever, it was such a monsoon. I mean, it was not just rain. It was driving rain, blowing rain. So it's a good thing that my guests weren't concerned about a little bit of too much sun, a little chill.
No.
Listen, the people that were coming into that party, they should have worn galoshes.
My muckalucks, yeah. I was there before the rain, I believe.
After the rain, the rain happened before the party started.
Okay.
It was just in time to soak everything.
Good. Well, it was a very nice event.
Thank you.
It was. It really was.
Thank you, John.
Okay.
Did I entertain you well?
Oh, you kidding me? I laughed and ate well, I believe. A 2-year memory of food, if it serves me well.
That's good.
All right. The worst outdoor entertaining mistakes. Now, I told you this is a little cheesy. The Wall Street Journal says to avoid generic outdoor decor. Generic. So avoid the big box stores, they say. And said, think about riffs on a concept. Keyhole pillows and bowler hat place cards.
Get out of here.
Staked to Granny Smith apples. I don't know. See, it's a little shishy. A dim view, they say, for the sort of just right illumination that spurs conviviality and averts spills. That's in a sentence, right? Neither a glaring floodlight or wan string of Edison bulbs will do. Instead, aim for warm lighting that emanates from multiple levels. Make a space even cozier with a perimeter of large lanterns.
Okay, who's thinking about this when they're inviting people over?
Well,
do those people have jobs?
I would imagine this is people like in the Hamptons, right?
Whose job it is to entertain other people.
Could be, yeah. Limited seating. There's nothing worse than being seated in a spot where you're cut off from all but 1 or 2 people.
There is nothing worse.
Limit benches to 2-seaters.
The wheat field's on fire, the whole agony of the world. I have a feeling there are a couple worse things than that.
And who is this person next to me? I've got one person to talk to. Limit benches to 2-seaters. Think beyond dining tables. A broad set of steps or a low wall. Just bring a low wall in. With outdoor pillows will allow for smaller conversation groups. All right.
Okay.
Sensory offenses. Aggressive odors like citronella and trash.
Citronella can smell like trash.
Citronella is useless. It's useless.
Does nothing.
That's the citronella lobby. That's a scam.
Did I tell you I planted citronella plants?
Yes, to try to avert mosquitoes.
That was stupid.
No,
what a waste of time.
No. Instead, to keep mosquitoes at bay, use natural citrus sprays. No, do not. You've got to use like DDT.
Okay, I have a couple tips.
All right.
Because this is.
I told you.
You're
it's
right.
from a Wall Street Journal
Okay.
shishi perspective.
These are Kathy's tips.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah. It's bringing it down to the base level.
Yeah. The first tip is when you realize you don't have enough chairs for everybody you've invited, just encourage people to sit on a step. Okay, that happens all the time at my house.
What step?
Listen to my front steps. If we're sitting on the front porch,
Sit down.
Sit down. Because oftentimes, when people come, I just don't have enough chairs for
Do you have
everybody.
a pillow, or are we just going to sit on the whole of the concrete?
I can throw you a pillow, I guess.
All right.
But there's just,
My pillow.
we're talking, right? Yeah, you'll bring your slippers, so I'll be fine. Right?
My booties or my slippers?
Yeah, whatever. The second thing is while I'm figuring out whether the food is done on the grill, which takes me a while.
Yeah.
I need to remember to bring out the chips and guac for everybody to snack on.
Of course.
Because I just had my first dinner party last weekend. I forgot to do that.
So what do people do?
Well, they were just standing there, and all of a sudden I realized, this is horrible.
They were being very polite.
Yes.
Didn't someone say, hey,
first
do you
of
get a
all-
little something to nosh
Yeah.
on?
So first of all, I didn't have enough chairs. Second thing is I didn't have the chips and guac out.
No chairs, no snacks.
No, wasn't that upsetting?
Sounds like a horrible party.
And then,
I'm sorry.
And then the third thing is make sure you have enough plates and silverware for the people.
You had none of those either?
I did. And that was the only thing I felt really good about. I thought, well, look, I have enough plates. I even have plates that aren't going to break outside.
What? Wait,
I have like the melamine type of things.
What's melamine?
It's like the stuff that doesn't break. It's like a little plasticky thing.
Oh,
So it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
it's not as, perhaps
A paper
detrimental to the environment as a paper plate.
Please.
But it's not going to break if you drop it on the ground outside. I did have that. So my tips are don't do what I did with 0.1 or 2, but come through with the silverware. And I hate paper plates.
Well, Paper plates have their place.
No, I hate it.
No, they have their place.
No, because they always fall.
No.
Or they fold.
No, they don't.
And you have to use like 4 or 5 to
How
make
about,
them stand
what's
up.
the other stuff? Chinette, yeah.
That's better.
I mean, yeah. It's like a stiffer cardboard.
Yeah.
Paper plates are fine.
I still don't like it.
Hey, what are you going to do here? All right? You're going to have some chips, a burger, a dog. I mean, why do it have to be? Let's not be shishi. This is Pittsburgh.
I just told you that I had a dinner party and screwed up 2 out of 3 things.
Right. Well, here's the good news. When we come over, you get all the kinks out.
Okay.
All right? Just to say. Okay, here they come. But we are spending the weekend together. So let's hope our hosts are so inclined. Like me, I like giving them a warning.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Bad guest.
After the break, a husband and wife are fighting about how often they shower.
101.5 WORD, the station with Pittsburgh's favorite Christian music every weekend.
With the best new music. New music. Things that I'm afraid of. New music from Josh Wilson. New creation from Matt Powell. And I've Got Joy from CeCe Winans. Celebrating 20 years of bringing Pittsburgh's favorites and the best new music.
101.5 WORD on the weekend.
I don't think it really matters if you're 9 or 92. I think it's fair to say that everybody loves a milkshake. And here to talk to us about milkshakes, Marcia from the Springhouse. Hey, Marcia.
Hi, guys. How are you today?
Good.
Marcia, a milkshake, one of the great joys of life.
It's true. And this is National Ice Cream Month, so we started something new just this past Tuesday. We started over-the-top, new, delicious milkshakes.
What?
And they are just full, chock full of goodies. We have a Candy Crush that has 4 different kinds of candy in it. We have a strawberry shortcake milkshake that has a whole shortcake in the milkshake. A brownie chocolate, triple chocolate, I forget what it's called, but there's a million chocolate things in it. Has a whole brownie in it. We have a caffeinated milkshake, which is like coffee mocha. And we have a salted caramel peanut. And they are so good. This is a great time to come on out to the Springhouse and try out our new creations and give us your feedback and make sure we've got enough stuff in there for you.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Okay, now listen, if you're down, maybe anxious, upset about anything, I really believe that a trip to the Springhouse on one of these milkshakes is going to cure your ills.
I agree. And wear your elastic pants. Get on down to the Springhouse. Milkshake madness going on right now. Thanks, Marsh.
Thanks, guys.
To serve as a ruling elder is a high and holy office. RPTS now offers 5 flexible online courses to help you shepherd the Church of God. The Ruling Elders program features courses on biblical counseling, interpretation, worship, the church, care and administration, plus preaching and elective options that best fit your ministry paradigm. No papers, no exams, just solid biblical teaching from experienced pastor professors. Individual and group rates available. RPTS, study under pastors. Learn more at rpts.edu.
The word around town is that Pittsburgh homeowners are choosing doing it right when it comes to their roofing, siding, and remodeling projects.
That's because since 1984, Doing It Right roofing, siding, remodeling continues to set the bar through clear communication and an installation that's second to none.
Doing It Right employs only the most experienced professionals to install and oversee your project.
They'll stop at nothing to ensure your satisfaction, doing business honestly, taking no money down and no payment until the job is complete.
Doing It Right will ensure that all work is installed to the industry's highest standards. Then back it all up with their lifetime workmanship warranty.
As a prestigious multi-award-winning Owens Corning Platinum contractor, as well as a VSI certified installation contractor, you can't go wrong with Doing It Right.
Mention John and Kathy for a discount off your estimate.
Call 724-NEW-ROOF for a free project evaluation or visit roofingcontractorpittsburgh.com.
Want it done right, call Doing It Right.
We grew up, Cass, in an age, where the advice columnists, Dear Abby,
Ann Landers. Hints from Heloise. Were they questions?
No,
Or
she
just
was
gave
more
them?
like,
She was just telling you what to do.
use mothballs, that kind of stuff. But, in the print edition of the world, that's what she said. In the print edition, people would, write into Dear Abby or, Ann Landers and say, this is my problem. Now it feels like it's everywhere. Everyone's doing the advice thing. But I do appreciate wise people. Do you not?
Yeah, of course.
But I'm always surprised by, I don't know why, because it's such a weird world that we live in, by people's quandaries. And sometimes I still do. I like to read advice columns because I'm always kind of curious about, what the heck is going on.
So there isn't one in in the Post-Gazette, and there isn't one in the Trib. So we don't have a local advice columnist.
I don't think we do. Maybe there's one in the city paper, but I'm not sure I want to go there either.
Right.
But I do read. There's a Washington Post advice column. What's it called? Ask Carolyn. She's an advice. She's Ann Landers. Now this caught my attention for any number of reasons. I'll try to say the longer piece, but let me sort of truncate this, and we'll talk about this. She says this. My husband is the sort of person who gets up every morning and immediately takes a shower. There are no exceptions. He does not present himself to others, even our children, before he has showered. If he's going to go on a 20-mile bike ride, he takes a shower first. If it's Christmas morning and the kids are anxious to open presents, everyone waits for him to finish his shower. This is the way he is, and I have no problem with it. I've always will happily work around what, in my mind, is just one of his quirks. About 10 years ago, however, I learned that my husband had a conversation with a family member where he revealed his concern about me not showering often enough.
What?
And that he was worried that I would someday soon acquire that revolting old lady smell. I was very hurt and surprised to hear about this, as I shower every day, although not always in the morning. I expressed to him how much he had hurt me and how terrible he made me feel about myself. He apologized, but ever since that happened, I'm reminded of his comments and even the hurt every time he talks about my showering, which he does nearly every day.
What?
He thinks he's just asking an innocent question. If he
It's
asks
not
me
innocent if he's doing it every day.
when I'm going to he asked me when I'm going to take a shower. But for me, this means that I must smell bad. Sometimes he'll mention how quick my shower was, as if he's just making conversation. But for me, this is an accusation that I am unclean. I've asked him 1,000 times to please stop talking about my showering, but he won't even try. He says that he's not doing anything wrong, and thus he will not change his behavior to suit me. I'm at my wit's end. I feel constantly assaulted. I have to explain this to him, but he refuses to make an effort to avoid talking about my showering. He just says that he doesn't mean anything by it, that it's unreasonable of me to expect him to not use the word shower, that it's my problem and I have to get over it. What should I do? This has been going on for a decade with no end in sight. Am I the one who needs therapy?
Come on. If he knows he hurt her feelings, why does he keep bringing it up? I think he's a jerk.
Well, you can't be an advice columnist and just say that, right? I mean,
I'm not an advice columnist, though.
So,
what do you think?
Well, she's very wise because she gives him a free pass because his obsession with showering, that seems a little.
It is a little
odd.
much,
right?
Like the whole Christmas morning thing and
That's
the whole
weird. Dad's in the shower again. There's something going on there with the guy.
Yeah. So maybe he's like a germaphobe.
Apparently so, right?
Or an odorophobe.
Or a control freak. And he just imprints this on himself and expects everyone to follow through. But, I mean, you're married. You're sharing everything.
Right.
Right? So, I don't understand what the...
Okay, so first of all, I want to know who the family member is that he told about the old lady smell.
Probably like a sister.
Child? A sister?
No.
Like, that's lame.
Yeah.
That's lame. And then how did the woman who wrote the letter find out? That person told her?
Yeah, like my sister-in-law came over and we were talking about you and,
Who says that?
Well, people talk. I mean, how about that? Let's talk about the old lady smell.
Oh.
I mean, is that a thing to be concerned about? Because I never even considered that.
The old lady smell.
Or I guess if it's an old lady smell, it's also an old man smell.
Oh, yeah.
Is that coming?
Well,
Another thing? I'm just reading the news and I'm anxious. Now I have to worry about the old man smell? I don't like this. What do I do now? You can't avoid the old man smell?
I saw an episode of Elementary this week, streaming on Hulu, by the way, parenthetically speaking. And someone asked Sherlock about that, and he had a response that it's actually a physiological thing.
Physiological?
Like it's an actual, like, biologic process, which I didn't know.
No, wait,
and I kind of forgot about it until you brought it up just now. Now I have to go look it up.
Now, I told you this. I told you and Christy this, I don't know, maybe a week or so ago. I was on the elevator with a young woman. And we got on the elevator. Hello, hi. We coming up, and and we made a little light conversation. She was very pleasant.
Yes.
She got off the elevator, and as she was getting off, she turned to me, and she, with a smile on her face, because she thought it was sweet, she smiled to me and she said, "You smell like my dad." I thought any vestige of me thinking, you smell like my dad. I was like, I don't even know what that means. Why?
Oh, that's excellent.
I mean, so now you have to worry about that. And you would think that, exactly. Like, you would think that, your wife would support you and not run you down like this poor woman. She has to worry about the old lady smell.
No kidding. She's not supported by her spouse.
No.
I think, and plus, she's showering every day, just not necessarily in the morning. So how about, I hate to say this, but I'm on her side.
I'm on her side as well. I feel bad for her.
Me too.
That she feels
minimized and kind of like under the microscope.
I know this is a first world problem, and a lot. I mean, do you shower every day?
Yes.
Every day, even like on a Saturday. Like on a Saturday, if I'm like home.
Yeah, you don't shower.
No.
Yeah.
I think that you need to take some time off once in a while.
Yeah,
we're too clean.
Do you think?
I think Americans are way too clean. We are. We've got like a problem.
I don't even know what that means.
Well, because
I feel, I just feel better.
Yeah, you do feel better.
I feel better. I don't think I would ever
not.
Or never notice. I don't remember a time when I was like, boy, I wish my husband took a shower. I've never thought that.
Does he take a shower?
I believe he does.
I mean, I think it's healthy to take a day off or so.
What, and everything? Including the shower?
The shower especially. Your body's like doing its own thing.
What, do you take a bath on those days? Or
No, I'm not taking anything. Okay. I do a little bird bath.
Okay.
You get a washcloth and,
yeah.
you do the pits and then, whatever, right?
Yeah,
and
just be done with it.
Yeah.
Just take care of things.
You just take care of things and hope that your wife doesn't have to write a letter to the advice columnist to call you out for your old man smell. It's here. Happy birthday. Now it's the old man smell. Oh, good gravy.
When we come back, the fast food rankings are in.
Oh, it's a hard-hitting show today.
It is.
We're going from old man smell to fast food rankings.
I'm telling you.
It's a Friday show.
And it's interesting to know who's at the top of this list. It's probably not a surprise to anybody, right?
I don't think so. Despite what the world will tell you, all of us, we living and breathing creatures of God, we were all made with a purpose. Now, you know this, if you've been to college, how pivotal those years were for you.
To establish who we turned out to be.
Yes. So I would think that someone who is a believer in Jesus Christ, you want to go to a university that points you in the direction to your divine purpose in life. Mm-hmm. And might I say, the place to go is Grove City College.
One of the issues about social media today is it tends to, put us in a place where we're always comparing ourselves to one another, right? We're always looking to be better looking, or we're looking to be smarter or wealthier or have better clothes or a better boyfriend or a better, whatever it is.
Yes.
And our purpose gets completely lost and we become purposeless. And we can fall into anxiety or depression or whatever it is. And we need strong and solid people around us and teachers who can point us in the right direction. I think that's another thing so essential about Grove City is you want to put your child in a community that's going to encourage them to develop their identity in Christ and not in all the comparison that's all around us all the time.
Summer's here. If you're planning ahead, look at Grove City College. GCC.edu, Grove City College.
Now that I've got your attention, let me tell you all about us. Whoa, tough crowd. Anybody out there? Hello? Anyone?
Fighting to be heard in today's competitive digital world?
It's time for Salem Surround. Let us handle everything and get your message seen and heard.
Let's turn up the volume on your business with Salem Surround.
Learn more by logging on to surroundpittsburgh.com. Surroundpittsburgh.com.
You're not who you were 25 years ago. Your life's more complex. People change, families change, and the law changes. This is Jay Hagerman of Abernathy & Hagerman, and a proper estate plan should keep up with those changes. That's why Abernathy & Hagerman presents free ongoing estate planning workshops with attorney Dan Reimer, someone who's really good at making complex concepts sound so simple, so you can protect what's yours and to ensure that your will is done. The next one's happening soon. For details and to attend, visit a-h.law.
101.5 WORD-FM Pittsburgh. On your smart speaker by saying, play the word Pittsburgh, and on your phone via the Word FM mobile app, iHeart, TuneIn, and Odyssey.
My son Aiden has asthma. Secondhand smoke has triggered his asthma so badly, he ended up in the emergency room and spent multiple nights in intensive care. Now he's on a whole bunch of medications. My tip to you is, don't be shy about telling people not to smoke around your kids.
Half of U.S. kids are exposed to secondhand smoke. If you or someone you know wants help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and CDC.
Partly cloudy skies for tonight with a low of 62. More clouds than sun tomorrow. Tomorrow's high 84. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy with a passing shower or two, low 66. Saturday, clouds giving way to sunshine will reach a high Saturday of 80. Sunday, mostly sunny and less humid. A nice end to the weekend will reach a high Sunday of 83. With your AccuWeather forecast, I'm forecaster Drew Shannon.
The American Customer Satisfaction Index's restaurant study comes out each year, and I'm always kind of eager to see what the results are.
Is this like a Michelin thing?
It's a study based on reviews from 20,100 customers, all chosen at random and interviewed between April of 21 and March of 22. Mm-hmm. So they're asking customers about their recent experience at the biggest restaurants in the U.S. as far as, chains go.
Okay.
And the rankings are in. So I have the top 4 fast food chains.
Fast food. Now, you're not saying these are not sit down.
Nope.
This is not
fast food only.
Fridays or something.
So I have
like
the top 4, and I have the bottom.
Mm.
Okay, so I just have 5 results for you. So, do you have any guesses before we go?
You want to do bottom? Bottom?
The very worst. According to the American Customer Satisfaction Index's restaurant study. And this is a pretty big study and pretty indicative because it gets a lot of press every year when it comes out.
Yeah, no, I think I don't want to guess. I think
okay, that sounds good.
Give me the bottom.
McDonald's.
Whoa, really? Surprised by that.
At the very
bottom. At the very bottom of the heap.
The lowest score.
Really?
Yes. Surprised me a little.
Yeah, because McDonald's used to be like the pinnacle of, cleanliness, friendliness, America.
Not for how these respondents looked at things.
I have not been to a McDonald's in a long... I mean, for the most part, you can't even go inside a McDonald's, I don't think, can you?
Well, that's what's really disturbing, is you can't even go in,
no,
right?
it's mostly drive-through.
Right. That annoys me. Not that I'm going in, so maybe I should... I don't matter in that regard, because I'm not going in anyway.
But it's just an oddity.
It is.
Right?
Number 4. Another surprise. These are the top 4. Top 4 fast food.
Wait. I thought these were the worst.
No, that was the bottom. Okay. I just have the top 4 and the bottom.
Okay.
So we've already talked about bottom. Now we're going top.
So you're going top 4 from the,
Yes, starting at number 4. KFC. What are your feelings?
Years ago, my youngest was like, can we please go to Kentucky Fried Chicken? And we've never, we just don't do it. Mm-hmm. And so we did. I mean, It's super greasy. It's
It really
a bucket
is.
of grease,
but
oddly satisfying because it's hot grease.
And the coleslaw is delicious.
It is, yeah.
It's great coleslaw. Listen to me when I tell you.
Yeah. So it's not something, I kind of, but I'll eat it.
Yeah.
I'll happily eat it.
I was surprised to see it at number 4, but I felt good about it.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Okay.
Domino's.
Again, when's the last time you had a Domino's pizza?
A Domino's pizza is cheaper than a pizza I would get.
Times 10.
But not enough.
Not enough.
Not enough to make it worthwhile for me.
Okay, so we, like a couple of weeks ago, we did 2 large pizzas. You know what that was? What it was? $44. For 2 large, like our local pizzeria.
Isn't that shocking?
And so we're eating, and my one of my kids says, "Hey, we were over at my sister's house and my brother-in-law, and my brother-in-law is fastidiously cheap." And my son said, "Oh, John bought a pizza from Domino's for $8." And I just spent $44, and I was like, "Oh, maybe I would look at Domino's next time." But you're saying not enough.
It's just not good.
I don't know. How about is it thin crust? Because how can you screw up a thin crust pizza?
It's not a super thin crust. It's probably like moderately thin.
Well, I would say generally my complaint against the larger national chains, Pizza Hut, Domino's, it is like all doughy, like super dough.
Or
And
Papa John's, that's not my
I don't want that dough.
I don't either. Okay, this is number 3. Number 2, a place I have never been. I've never been in a Jimmy John's.
Oh, I have.
And?
It's okay. It's like I would say it's I'm sorry, I don't want to disparage anybody. It's a below average Subway. And Subway's not good. I would say they're on par.
Okay.
I mean, it's like, I'll do a hot Italian hoagie. That's kind of hard to screw up.
Okay.
But I'm not going to poo-poo it.
But you would say a Subway is of a higher level?
Sorry, no.
Oh, so it's a nicer Subway.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I'll put that in quotes. Nicer, that's subjective. I mean, it's salami and...
Okay, so does it surprise you, this number 2?
Yes, very much so.
Okay.
Jimmy John's.
Jimmy John's, second. Number 1.
I know what this is.
Of course you do.
It's Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, how can that be a surprise to anyone?
And it wasn't very close.
Based upon
the ratings of the customers. So the customer satisfaction score of 83 that Chick-fil-A got, Jimmy John's was at 79. So it wasn't like it was 82.
And all the Chick-fil-A haters. Right.
I mean, it doesn't matter because they're just making better food and they're just so stinking pleasant all the time. I mean, how can you...
It's a well-oiled machine. Okay, going into Chick-fil-A drive-thru, what are you getting?
I always have a hard time picking the market salad or the spicy chicken salad.
Southwest salad?
Or Southwest salad.
That's a very...
Yes. I think they're both very good.
They are very, very good.
Very good.
Yeah.
I like the apple cider vinaigrette dressing a lot.
What? No, I like the guac.
That's good too.
That's
the
excellent.
avocado ranch. That is so good. And you always have to get the large fry. To balance out the health food of the salad, you have to get the large fry because it's just that delicious.
Yeah, that's an excellent choice. Now, I would often go the nugget route.
You would?
The 12-pack nugget route.
I've never ordered, not a single time
You've never had nuggets?
I mean, I've had them, but I've never ordered them.
Really?
No.
Well, you're missing
seems
out.
like kid food.
No, it's not. It's super tasty. Hot, and then with ranch dressing. Delish.
What about Chick-fil-A sauce?
It's okay. The ranch is preferred.
What about the barbecue sauce?
It's fine, but the ranch is always preferred. And the fries, and let me top it off, two top-offs. Lemonade, a large lemonade, and...
Boy, this is turning into a big trip.
If I'm going for broke, bring on the chocolate chip cookie, my friends, because that's nice.
No,
Oh, that's nice.
Look, if you're going dessert, Ice Dream.
What?
Oh, yeah.
What?
It's like soft serve ice cream.
Where?
At Chick-fil-A.
What do they have?
Ice Dream.
What?
It's so good. It's super good.
I've never even heard of it.
It's delicious.
What is it?
It's like soft serve
Frosty?
ice cream.
It's a Frosty.
It can come in a cone.
I don't...
Oh, it's really good.
Okay. I'm hungry.
Yeah, we're thinking of going there tonight, aren't we? Both of us are.
Why not? Yeah, sure. Very good.
Okay.
All right.
Coming up next, the Weekend Review. What are we talking about?
Yep.
What are we eating, watching,
What hacked us off?
listening to?
Yep, all those things.
And the best news we heard this week.
WORD.
Plan now to join Word FM Tuesday, August 16th aboard the Gateway Clippers Empress for another fabulous dinner cruise. From 6:30 to 9, relax in the company of fellow believers as you enjoy a fantastic dinner buffet, music, and stunning views of the city skyline. The Ride Home's John and Kathy will be your cruise directors for this amazing night, sponsored by Trinity Jewelers. Don't miss the boat. Last year's event completely sold out. Reserve now at wordfm.com/dinnercruise.
Are you kidding me? Gas prices are up again? Somebody has to do something.
Well, someone did. That's why I use Upside.
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that pays you back real money for every gallon of gas or diesel you buy. I just earned 25 cents back on every gallon of this tank.
Hold on. So the Upside app is free and you actually get cash back every time you use it? No strings attached?
Yep, it's awesome. Check it out. It only takes a couple of minutes to sign up.
Instead of just watching your dollars go into your tank, start putting money back into your wallet with the free app from Upside. With the price of gas today, it's big news and big money. To cash out of your Upside cash, just transfer it to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card. Upside users have already earned over $200 million. Now it's your turn. Download the free Upside app and get cash back on every gallon of gas. Use promo code TREE for an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. That's code TREE. Use code TREE for an extra 25 cents per gallon back in your first fill-up. Cashback's not available in gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Okay, import footage. How is the hard drive already full?
Jawan's Pilates studio converted to entirely virtual classes.
What's MPEG?
But leading and editing sessions is stretching her too thin.
It says render failed. What I do?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Earn up to $500 in sponsored job credits by conducting interviews on Indeed. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
The fight for the unborn is raging in our country. The Supreme Court has overturned Roe v. Wade, clearing the way for many states to ban or severely limit abortion. The debates have never been stronger. During this critical time, the award-winning film The Matter of Life cuts through the rhetoric and hatred and exposes the real issues surrounding the plight of the unborn. The Matter of Life. Stream it today at salemnow.com and have your own life transformed as you watch The Matter of Life.
It's been another week. That means it's time for John and Kathy's Week in Review. What was everyone talking about this week?
Sadly, the 4th of July parade massacre.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
That's
right?
what I said.
Very,
also.
very sadly.
Also, news just coming now that Elon Musk is not buying Twitter.
I like that. Put that in a little like thing. All right.
What was a conversation that made you think?
Tuesday, 5:30, Terry Tim was with us, and sort of as a sidebar conversation, he talked about being a caregiver. Terry Tim, pastor here in the city of Pittsburgh, and his daughter, Abby. If you are a prayer, please lift up Abby at every opportunity. She is battling a very deep and difficult cancer diagnosis, and he talked about that journey, about being the parent and what that's like.
Yeah, it was very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
Also on Monday's show at 4:10, our friend David French was with us, and he talked about the red, the blue, and the tired. So there are people who are like super red in their, political outlook, and then there are people who are super blue in their political outlook, and then there's the rest of us who are just exhausted by the whole darn thing.
I think he said it was a sad conversation. Did he say that?
Well, I know it was. I know I was tired.
I think so.
I can say that anyway.
What did you eat?
Oh, well, 4th of July.
Time to talk about this.
We grilled out on the 4th.
Really? What did you do?
Oh, we just did the basics. We did burgers and dogs.
Okay.
And I had potato salad. And
did you put ketchup on your dog?
I did not. I believe it's un-American. It's not recommended.
Fine.
Mustard. Grey Poupon.
Really? So you're not going to do yellow? You didn't do yellow on there?
No, I don't like that.
What?
I don't like yellow mustard.
Really?
No, I mean, if I have to, I'll, yeah. But give me a brown mustard.
I had no idea.
What?
I had no idea.
You putting yellow mustard on a dog?
Well, I figured that's what people do.
No, they don't. Some people do. No. What are you doing? What did you eat?
I went to the pretzel shop in the South Side. Right across, if you're coming from Oakland, right across the Birmingham Bridge.
Yeah.
Take a left on Carson. It's right there. Okay, the pretzel shop. Unquestionably, in my humble opinion, the best soft pretzel in Pittsburgh.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a standalone?
Mm-hmm.
Really? The pretzel shop?
And the is important.
Off the Birmingham Bridge, make a left by Majorca?
Yep.
Really?
The next block.
Really? What side of the street?
Right.
All right.
That good. Really? And let me just recommend the honey mustard because they have a bunch of different sauces. Dipping options.
No hot cheese?
Yes.
Yeah, I said something.
Which is delicious. So good. But I always get cheese and honey mustard. They also have spicy brown.
How big's the pretzel?
The pretzel's about that big.
Two-fisted.
Yeah. Terrific.
Not as big as your head.
Not as big as your head.
But still.
So good. Pittsburgh's best.
Nice recommendation.
What did you watch?
We are watching a series. It's a limited series.
What?
6 episodes. It's called Scenes from a Marriage. Now, this is a remake of a series I saw when I was a kid almost. 1973, Bergman.
Oh.
With Liv Ullmann as the wife. It is a brutal depiction of a marriage dissolving. And
this was nominated for Academy Award this year.
Really?
Or last year, one of the two. I remember.
No, it's a series.
Or not Academy Award, for an Emmy, pardon me.
Yeah, well, I could see why. Jessica Chastain.
Yes, and I believe she won for it.
And Oscar Isaac. The two of them together. Man, that is such a good. I mean, it's, of course, obviously updated. It's interesting. Updated for this particular day and age. I mean, I loved it.
So kind of interesting to see how.
Very much so.
And
to see, a younger couple, mid to late 30s navigating through this culture and the way that their marriage, it's fraught. I'm only 2 episodes in, but loving it.
Okay, but you were just talking in a previous segment about how anxious you are. Is that really the viewing?
I don't know, but really, I'm telling you, you see things and you kind of go, "That's quality." You lean into the performances, the writing, all that. You kind of go, "I just loved it." So,
what's it called?
Scenes from a Marriage. It's on HBO Plus.
Okay. So speaking of HBO Plus. I also, for the first time, started watching something from there because my daughter's boyfriend visited and he...
Recommended?
Well, no, he left his login on our TV.
Oh, wait.
I just stepped in.
Oh.
I just stepped in with his permission, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm watching Chernobyl.
Oh, I can't, yeah.
Listen to me. Listen to me. I would liken the first episode of Chernobyl. It's a 5-episode series. They came out probably 4 years ago.
1 season, 5 episodes.
5 episodes.
Oh, that's very doable.
It's just the story of what happened.
I can't wait to see it.
The first episode I would liken to the beginning of Saving Private Ryan.
Really?
I cannot believe they were able to produce this, and it's amazing. It is amazing. So I remember whatever year it came out, it just swept the Emmys that year.
No kidding.
It swept, best limited series, best actor, best producer, best art direction. And it's that good. Really? It is that good. And in watching it, my husband and I are watching it together, I just have to say that there are some governmental systems on earth that are better than others. And what we have here in this country is so much better than that.
Yeah. 100%.
And there's a lot wrong with it. There's a ton going wrong here, but we should all watch Chernobyl and then get down on our knees and thank God that there is a United States of America.
Fabulous. Oh, good. That's great. How many? So 5 episodes?
5 episodes.
You're into how many?
I'm 3 in.
Okay.
So.
3 total.
What hacked you off?
What hacked me off? Okay, this is kind of like where I've been this whole show. The pinnacle of madness that surrounds us, and here comes more. I'm just, lately unable to cope. And I go through these various emotional states of fear, anger, all this. It's like you're drowning in more and more and more and more bad news. Where does it end?
I know.
It just makes me crazy, hacks me off.
So it's I feel the same way. It's the war in Ukraine. It's a shooting. It seems like every third day.
Right.
Horrible story from Japan today. It's too much.
Unending.
Everything's just hacks me up.
What have you been listening to?
Okay. This happens from time to time. But
oh, wait, I'm going to go first.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Were you trying to hoard in on my
No, sorry. No, I took the pause as an
I
entrance.
understand. That's because I was thinking. So this week, I kind of took a step back. Right? I decided I was listening to a lot of podcasting. I wanted to invest in music. And so I thought, well, what's like an era of music I really like? Someone I haven't listened to in a while. Mm-hmm. And so I put this on.
I did not believe the information. Just had to trust imagination. My heart going boom, boom, boom. Son, he said, grab your things, I'm gonna take you home.
Peter Gabriel.
Isn't that a great song? Isn't that a great album?
Sure is.
Don't you love the whole?
Love everything about it.
Anyway,
the era.
I've been really into it this week.
Very nice. Okay, so you get these earworm things, and I don't know how this came from, because this album, I'm talking way, way back. I know this album inside out, just from being there and having it as part of my playlist forever and ever. But this song came into my head, and I don't know why it came into my head, but I started singing a thread, the catch of this song, the hook, and I had to go back and listen to it, and now I can't get it out of my head. And here's a segment of it.
Know this song. This is Elton John.
It's Elton John from Yellow Brick Road. It's the last song on the album.
What's it called?
Harmony. And so it is, as Bernie Taupin and Elton John together, that song machinery that they produced.
Yeah.
He's singing about harmony. Now, in some ways, you could infer it's a woman harmony.
Okay.
But
a relational harmony?
Yes. But the construction of the song is there's Elton John with that high tenor of his, and then all this harmony around it, which I loved. I can't get it out of my head. Listen, if I played this once, no exaggeration, I played it 20 times.
Really?
Yeah. It just
because you love it, or because it's some kind of weird obsession you're having?
It's like an earworm thing. I can't get away from it, and I just find myself, I'm singing the song. I don't know what it means, and I hadn't thought about this song for 40 years, and all of a sudden this week, there it is.
You can check out Peter Gabriel.
What was the best news you heard this week?
My youngest kid is out there, in the world doing his, summer jobs. Mm-hmm. And he texted me today, and he said to me, I wish I need to have this pulled up here. He said to me to the effect, this is that's what he says. Never thought I'd be cooking hot dogs in a Walmart parking lot. This is my 22-year-old.
So many questions.
Oh my gosh,
so many.
This is a kid who is when he goes out, he's got cologne on. He's got his whatever. He's
his whole outfit put together.
Oh, everything.
Has 85 pairs of shoes.
Yes,
no exaggeration, an actual number.
He does. He is put together, And all of a sudden, he finds himself in a summer job, cooking hot dogs in a Walmart, and he recognizes the fact as well. So I laughed out loud. I just said, "Well, you got a story to tell."
So that is awesome. Best news I heard this week is we're going away for the weekend with friends.
We are.
Yes, you and I, our spouses, and our friends. It's hard to believe people have liked both of us for this long.
Well, we'll see how they are at the end of the weekend because it's been a while.
That's a good point.
Very nice.
And that's John and Kathy's Week in Review.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshares. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, well, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, founder and CEO of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And the process started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. Sounds crazy, right? Well, the crazy thing is, this never ends. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. I guarantee if we can't cancel your timeshare, you'll pay nothing.
Were you lied to when buying a timeshare and want out? Get the facts about timeshare cancellation. Call Wesley now for your free information kit. 800-691-9999. 800-691-9999. 800-691-9999.
Do you remember what was kept in a spring house? If you're an old timer, you know that a spring house was used for storing fresh, cold milk. In 84, Pennsylvania, we have another kind of spring house. Our spring house is an old-fashioned country store filled with all kinds of old-time gifts, great country foods, and you guessed it, fresh, cold milk. You see, the Spring House in 84 is also a dairy farm where we milk our own cows, pasteurize and homogenize the milk, and sell it all through the store. We've had people tell us it has to be some special kind of gourmet milk. We don't add anything to the cow's diet or to the milk. It's just nature's purest, most perfect food, and we love the way our customers love it. We also make a chocolate milk you would think is a chocolate shake, an old-fashioned buttermilk that people drive miles to get, and a 40% heavy cream that's wonderful for luscious desserts. Our 2% and our skim are the greatest sellers. Come and try some Springhouse milk at the Springhouse in 84.
Train up a child in the way they should go. Well, you know the rest. It's a calling you take very seriously as a Christian parent. And Trinity Christian School in Forest Hills seeks to honor your commitment by working together with parents to prepare students who are academically sound and spiritually ready to take their place in the world through a classical approach to education that helps build a faith from which they will never depart. Trinity Christian School, one of the top K-12 schools in Allegheny County at trinitychristian.net.
Do you need new blinds or shades? Blindster.com offers custom-made blind shades and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Blindster blinds are easy to install and guaranteed to fit. Don't overpay for new blinds. Shop Blindster today and save big. Blindster.com.
Listen on your smart speaker at wordfm.com, the Word FM app, iHeart, TuneIn, and on Odyssey. In your car or at home, too, at 101.5 WORD-FM, Pittsburgh.
Promises to be a very nice weekend here in the city of Pittsburgh with moderate temperatures and minimal rain expected. So things to do out and about this city. The Art Crawl, the Lawrenceville Art Crawl from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. Saturday along Butler Street. Indoor and outdoor event will feature local businesses and venues with a collection of curated art and music.
It's a very fun event.
It is. I mean, 10,000 plus people are expected. So down there in hipster Lawrenceville, very nice. The Cherry Orchard is kicking off the Quantum Theater's summer season. This is Chekhov at its best, and you shouldn't be intimidated by going to see
is that
this.
Something you
Not
have
in the
to,
least.
Okay.
No, the Cherry Orchard. It's one of the classics and very approachable. Highly recommended. Pittsburgh Praise will be at Pittsburgh Praise at Heinz Field Sunday from 2 to 4.
That's right. It's open for anyone. Bring your kids, bring your parents, bring your neighbors, whatever. It's a free event. You can go to Pittsburgh Praise, spell out the word Pittsburgh, PRAYS.com for all the details. John and I will be there up on the stage. We'd be happy to say hi, wave to you, but the main reason we're going to be there is to offer up ourselves and our prayers to God as a city. So we look forward to that.
Yep, 2 o'clock, free. Just come on over. Music on the Mon, a free concert series, 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock this evening at the Southside Works. The North Lot Outdoor event is sponsored, have music by a number of artists, and that's a free event as well. And CLO is producing, Kinky Boots, which I've not seen.
Me neither.
Yeah. Okay, that's 5 things to do in and about the city.
I also want to say congratulations to the Center for Hearing and Deaf Services celebrating 100 years of operation. So congratulations to them. Thankful for all the good work they do in Uptown and around the city of Pittsburgh. Also, don't forget to get your tickets for the cruise that John and I are going to be skippering. We're really not skippering. We're just kind of the hosts of it. Coming up Tuesday, August 16th. You can get your tickets at wordfm.com. We did this last year, rented a Gateway Clipper boat. We had such a good time, and it sold out completely, so much so that we decided that we would get a bigger boat.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful summer evening, floating on the rivers. The meal was fantastic.
Really good.
The company was excellent. The scenery was off the charts. So it's a win-win for everybody. Not that expensive. It will be a great night out. Kids are welcome as well. So come and join us, right? August 16th, wordfm.com is the place to go to buy your tickets, and we hope to see you there. All right?
Terrific. Nice. So just get your tickets. John and I leaving momentarily to spend the entire weekend together with our spouses and some friends. And then we'll be at Pittsburgh Praise Sunday. And so Sunday night between, I'd say, 6 p.m. and like the next day when we come into work, that's our only free time from one another.
It's okay.
Okay.
Just life in the big city.
It really is.
Hey, always, thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thank you.
We appreciate it. It's been an active work week. Hope that you have opportunity to get to church on Sunday, to be with the community of believers, and to give thanks and praise for your existence here on this big, beautiful blue ball. God willing, we'll see you Monday. Have a good one.
The Ride Home with John and Kathy, a production of Salem Media Group.
This is Carol Platt-Liebau for townhall.com. 2 recent cases at the Supreme Court have sparked the left's particular rage. One is the Dobbs case overturning Roe v. Wade. The other is a case restricting the EPA's power to regulate carbon emissions. There, the court held that whenever an agency regulates in an important new area, its regulations are invalid without specific congressional authorization. Part of the left's anger stems from fear. They realize the era is over when they could